So Betsy, thank you so much for joining me today. So excited to talk about your work. You are a plein air painter.
Yes.
What does it mean for us who maybe are not artists and didn't have an art education? What does that mean?
Well, plein air painting really just involves taking your art materials and going outside, painting on location. The whole idea of plein air painting is something that I just absolutely love. Back in my 20s, I did a lot of backpacking, camping in my 30s, and to be able to go outside and actually take my pastels, I have specific materials that I use when I'm outdoors, a couple of different easels depending on the location, and it's just a wonderful experience to be able to capture what you're looking at. So the plein air, outdoor painting, painting on location, they all mean the same thing, but the reality of it is that's your studio. You are outside.
Well, I always say I like to get outside. I think I need to get outside. It's just something that it helps us all feel better. So I think as inspiration for artwork, it must be almost therapeutic in a way to get outside and paint and be one with nature.
Yeah, and that and it's I think when you first begin, because I also teach plein air painting classes, and sometimes people are a little reluctant because there may be other people around, or what happens if somebody comes up and talks to me? What happens if they see my artwork and it's not very good? And I'd say, the majority of times they wish that they were you. They love that idea of seeing an artist painting outside. And I think you have to suspend your
self-criticism.
Yes, your expectations that it's going to be a painting, because a lot of it actually has to do with capturing what you're seeing. And if you get too bogged down with, is this going to be a good painting or not, then you kind of lose the essence of why you're out there. Some artists use their plein air paintings as studies. Some people wind up framing their plein air paintings. It really just depends on the artist, and I do a combination of both. Yes, the ones that turn out good get framed, and the ones that I really was just seeking the moment, the colors, the atmosphere, the wind. They just become a jumping point for a studio painting, or I go back again another time.
And you know what is so funny about art is that everyone has a different view.
Yes,
so
true,
I could look at a painting and love it, and someone else could look at a painting and say, what do you see in that?
I know, it is true.
So it's all about your personal preference and what you like. So I think it's so interesting. When did you start painting, and how old were you?
Well, my longest memory was kindergarten, and then I was lucky enough to, in the time of movie theaters and winning tickets, I got 2 tickets for coloring in the Mary Poppins photograph. So those are the early memories. But I had an inspirational high school art teacher, Joyce Keenan, who I keep in touch with her, and it's just wonderful to have had the experience of someone in those formative years of being a teenager, feeling as if I like art, am I any good at it? And that was with her, is she wasn't judgmental, and she pushed you to do different things. And I think those earlier pieces in your life, I think, make a huge difference to how you approach it. And I've had times where I have not painted as much as I wanted to, and on a serious level, the last 12, 15 years I've really been working at painting more. And after having retired from a full-time job, I now can spend more time painting. So it's, it comes around.
Yeah, there's a season for everything, right?
There is.
So thinking about that early educational experience where you had a teacher that was so inspiring to you, and now you're an art teacher as well. You teach art classes for others. What made you really want to share your passion?
Well, I think there's two things about being a teacher. And, you know, in the art world, the way I look at it is I want to share what I enjoy. So one way to do that is to teach other people, and all different levels, you know, people that are brand new beginners, you know, novices, you know, to people that have more experience, and, you know, just experimenting, trying new things. If they're new to the medium, you know, just being able to give them the support so that they understand how to use pastels. The other thing too is, as I find as a teacher, that it helps me improve myself, because what I'll do is I'll investigate new things for the students. I will try new things. And, you know, although I'm doing it one for myself, I know it's something that I can pass on. So, you know, just a teacher at heart, I guess.
Love it. Well, where can anyone watching, and they're saying, I want to see more of Betsy's work, where can they see your work, or where could they find out about any classes you're teaching?
Oh, okay. My work is at Gallery Art Trio, which is part of the High Arts District. And the gallery is located at 50 Pearl Street, which is the corner of South and Pearl. I also have, you know, my paintings on my website, which I also sell from my home studio. And then I do have some smaller paintings that I have at Katuitt Fresh Market in Katuitt. It's a wonderful little shop, and they feature my little minis, little 4x4s and, you know, 5x7s. But and then I teach at the Falmouth Art Center and the Cultural Center of Cape Cod.
Oh, wonderful. Great. Well, thank you for joining us today, telling us all about your artwork and
thank you.
your passion, and how you share that with others. We really appreciate it and can't wait to see more of your work.
Okay, thank you
Thank you
very
so
much.